All right, you little mathematicians, we're going to learn how to find the area of trapezoids. This is probably the most complex of all the figures we're learning about in 6th grade. So stick with me on this one. All right, so first, what the heck is a trapezoid? Well, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral, that's a four-sided figure, that has exactly two parallel sides. So let's take a look at some. Okay, so is this figure a trapezoid? Well, it certainly has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Does it have exactly two parallel sides? The answer is yes, because this side is parallel to that side. That's two parallel sides, but these two, here and here, are not parallel to each other. They would eventually meet if they continued on, right? Somewhere up here. So this is a trapezoid because it has just two parallel sides. This over here, this is also a trapezoid. These two sides are parallel, and these two are not. If they continued on, they would meet somewhere up here. So this is a special kind of trapezoid. This is called a right trapezoid because down here, this is a right angle, and here as well. Okay, now what about this thing down here? Yep, that's also a trapezoid because that side is parallel to that side. If they kept going, they would never run into each other, right? I mean, you have to imagine a little bit because I didn't draw these perfectly straight. But these two are not parallel. If they continued on, they would eventually meet. Now, what about this shape? So let's go back and say like, yes, yes, yes. This shape, is that a trapezoid? No, because it has, although it is a quadrilateral, four-sided, it has no parallel sides. So these two sides would meet eventually, as would these two sides. These are not parallel to each other. So this one is not a trapezoid. All right. Now, here is the formula for finding the area of a trapezoid. Again, it's a little complex. I'll read it for you. Area equals base 1 plus base 2 over 2 times the height. Another way you could think of this is if you remember how to find the average of two things, if you want to find, for example, the average of two bases, you would add them both up and then divide by 2. So that's kind of what we're doing here. The area is the average of the two bases times the height. So what are bases? The bases in a trapezoid are the two sides that are parallel. So these would be the bases here. These would be the bases here. The height is how far it would take in a straight line, a straight perpendicular line, 90-degree angle, straight up from one base to the other. So this is not the height. You can sort of imagine the height is like how far you would fall if you jumped off of the top of the base, right? How far would you fall? You wouldn't fall this far, you just fall straight down, so straight down. And same here. On this trapezoid, one of the sides is the height. This is a right trapezoid, so on this one, the height is just one of the sides of the trapezoid. Okay, so we're going to do a couple quick problems. So I'm going to take a look at this trapezoid and try to find the area. We're trying to find the area. So we know that the area equals base 1 plus base 2. Well, base 1 and base 2 is going to be 6 plus 10. All over 2 times the height, and the height is 10. So multiply that by 10. Now we're going to need to do some math. 6 plus 10 is 16 over 2 times 10, which is 8 times 10, which is 80. So the area of this trapezoid is 80. All right, one more. Let's take a look at this trapezoid. Okay, so on this one we have base 1, base 2, and here is the height. So again, area is base 1, the length of base 1 plus the length of base 2, all divided by 2, times the height. So that's 12 over 2 because we add the 5 plus the 7 to get 12. 12 over 2 times 3, which is 6. 12 over 2 is 6 times 3, which is 18. And so the area of this trapezoid is 18. This will take some practice, and you'll probably have questions, and you'll probably make mistakes. Trapezoids are not often one where we just learn it once and then it sticks with us forever. So do the practice on the form. If you make mistakes, don't get stressed. Just realize this is going to take a little while to learn, but you'll have it before long. Great work. Thanks a lot.